Hey, fourth grade. This is your introduction for Alabama History 10.3 Transportation in the early 1900s. Our objective for this lesson is to examine the changes that transportation brought on Alabamians in the early 1900s. We had automobiles, which are cars, railroads, riverboats are still in use, and airplanes. Section 3, essential question. How did the movement of people and goods change in the early 20th century? What terms do you need to know? Vehicle, assembly line, and commute. Automobiles. Horse-drawn vehicles were most common at the turn of the century. Railroads were the best way to get around. The first real automobile was built in Germany, but Henry Ford built a car in Detroit, Michigan, using an assembly line to make the cars more inexpensively. And here is the very first car. Could you imagine riding down the road in this? Look at the tires, and if the roads they were not paved back then, it would be very easy for the tire to be easily messed up. Look, no sides, no windows, but this was the stuff back then. Super cool for a first car. All right. With lower prices, more people purchased cars and wanted better roads. Many Alabama roads were paved in the years 1919 and 1923. Many people commuted in their cars to work in the city from the suburbs, and today there are 3 large automobile factories in our state. I know Mercedes-Benz is one. Oh my goodness, Kia, is it Kia, Mercedes-Benz? I'll have to Google that. All right, railroads. Choo-choo. That makes me think of when my nieces and nephews were little, we called them choo-choos. Railroads were important for the distribution of goods made in Alabama. Some trains carried mail and people. Some students sometimes rode trains to school. And this is a picture of Union Station in 1915 in Montgomery, Alabama. Riverboats are still in use. River transportation was still important. Timber, manufactured goods, and agricultural products were moved on river barges. Hydroelectric dams made rivers deeper in some parts and shallower in others. Rivers were dredged to make it easier for barges to travel. And last but not least, airplanes. Orville, and Wilbur Wright invented the airplane in 1903. They did test flights in 1910 in Montgomery at what is now Maxwell Field. The end.